Alex tightened his backpack straps and stepped off the shuttle onto the soft, glowing soil of Zithera. The planet's sky was a deep violet, streaked with faint lines of bright green light. Strange plants swayed gently, though there was no wind. A quiet hum filled the air like a distant song from the planet itself. First day on Zithera, Alex muttered to himself, trying to hide his nervous excitement. He had always dreamed of interplanetary research, but now that he was actually here, it felt overwhelming. He adjusted the strap of his bag and began toward the small housing complex for visiting researchers. The building shimmered slightly like it had been made of glass but was stronger than steel. As he entered, he saw a tall, slender figure waiting by the entrance. "You must be Alex," the figure said. Her voice was soft but musical. She had bright, translucent skin that shimmered faintly in the light, and her large, multicolored eyes seemed to take in everything at once. "I am Leary. I will be your roommate," Alex blinked. Hi. Nice to meet you." He extended a hand and she touched it lightly with her 3 delicate fingers. The contact sent a small tingle up his arm. "Wow, that's unusual." Leary laughed, a sound like wind chimes. "On Zithera, touch is respectful and curious." "Do not worry." Alex nodded, still feeling slightly awkward. He followed Leary into the apartment, which was surprisingly cozy. The walls glowed faintly in different colors, changing slowly. A large window overlooked the glowing landscape outside, and in the corner a small plant floated slightly above the ground, slowly spinning. "This is amazing," Alex said. "I didn't expect housing to be so lively," Leary smiled. "We Zitherans enjoy interaction with our environment. You will get used to it." Alex set down his bag and began unpacking. Leary hovered nearby, watching him with fascination. "You humans. You have such strange ways of arranging your belongings," she said, tilting her head. "Why do you fold fabric into rectangles?" Alex chuckled. "It's called clothes. We fold them to save space." "Interesting," Leary said, floating slightly closer to the pile. Her eyes sparkled. "And why do you carry small boxes with glowing symbols?" Alex raised an eyebrow. "Those are electronic devices. Phones, tablets, computers." He trailed off, realizing she might not understand. "They help us communicate, learn, and entertain ourselves." Leary's head tilted even further. "Fascinating. Your species is complex," Alex laughed. "Yeah, I guess that's one way to put it." After unpacking, Alex decided to take a quick shower before dinner. He stepped into the bathroom and turned on the water, letting it warm. As he relaxed under the spray, he didn't realize that the apartment's walls were partially transparent from the outside, due to a technical glitch Leary hadn't yet fixed. Leary, floating just outside the bathroom, happened to glance in. Her eyes widened, and for a moment she saw Alex fully exposed. Instead of embarrassment or awkwardness, her face lit up with delight. She clapped her hands together softly and let out a small laugh. "Oh," she said, floating back immediately. "Apologies. I did not expect that." Alex yelped and scrambled to cover himself, his towel slipping in his panic. "Leary, what are you doing?" I did not mean to," Leary said, hovering awkwardly. "I was checking the energy readings on the walls. Your species is fascinating." Alex froze, unsure how to respond. "Fascinating? That's, not really the word I'd use right now." Leary tilted her head. "I mean no harm. It is curiosity. Your biology is different from Zetheran biology. It is beautiful." Alex blinked. "Beautiful? Seriously?" "Yes," Leary said, her tone earnest. "Your muscles, your bones, the way your skin reacts to water. It is all remarkable. I had only seen diagrams before. Now I see the reality." Alex's face burned red. "Well, glad you're scientifically delighted," he muttered, grabbing his towel and retreating into the shower. Leary floated back to her side of the apartment, trying not to giggle. "I apologize for startling you. But truly, humans are amazing creatures." For the rest of the evening, Alex felt a strange mix of embarrassment and amusement. Over dinner, Leary asked him endless questions about human habits. Why they wore clothes, why they slept for hours at a time, and why they ate certain foods. Alex answered carefully, still a little wary of her curiosity, but he couldn't help laughing at some of her misunderstandings. When he went to bed that night, he realized something strange. Despite the awkward start, he didn't feel annoyed or uncomfortable with Leary. She was genuinely curious, innocent, and honest. And somehow that made him respect her even more. The next morning, Alex woke to find Leary hovering by the window, watching the glowing plants outside. "Good morning," he said cautiously. "Good morning, Alex," she replied. "I have been thinking about what I saw yesterday." Alex groaned. "Oh no. You're not going to—" "Do not worry," she interrupted, smiling. "It only increases my desire to understand humans better. Your species is delightful." Alex blinked, half exasperated, half amused. "Delightful, huh? That's one way to put it." Leary tilted her head again. "Yes, humans are strange, complex, and wonderful. I wish to learn everything," Alex laughed. "Well, I guess that's going to be our dynamic, huh? You fascinated by humans, me trying to survive without tripping over your curiosity." "You will survive," Leary said with confidence, "and together we will discover great things." As Alex got ready for his first day of research, he realized that living with Leary would be unlike anything he had ever imagined, and somehow he felt a spark of excitement. Yes, it might be awkward, and yes, he might be embarrassed a few more times, but it would also be fun. Because on Zithera, humans were extraordinary, and it seemed like Leary would be the perfect guide to remind him of just how special they were. The morning sun, or what Alex assumed was the sun, cast soft green light over the Zitheran landscape. He rubbed his eyes and stepped out of his room, half expecting the apartment to be quiet. Instead, Leary was already there, hovering in front of a floating console. "Good morning, Alex," she chirped. "Did you sleep well?" I think so," Alex replied cautiously, trying not to reveal how often he had tossed and turned, replaying yesterday's awkward bathroom incident. Leary tilted her head and smiled. "I noticed your sleeping patterns fascinating. Humans require long periods of inactivity to restore energy, yes?" Alex shrugged. "Yeah, you could say that. It's called sleep. Interesting. And do you dream during this time?" Leary asked, her large, sparkling eyes fixated on him. Alex laughed nervously. Sometimes. Why do you want to know?" "Dreams are a sign of imagination and emotional depth," Leary explained. "Humans are unique in this aspect." Alex shook his head, a grin spreading across his face. "I'm not sure I'd call tossing and turning with nightmares impressive." Leary floated closer, her glowing form moving with fluid grace. "But even nightmares are instructive. They show your species' resilience." Alex had to admit he liked her perspective. Humans often looked at strange or dangerous situations as problems to solve, and Leary seemed to see the same quality in him. After breakfast, a mixture of alien fruits that glowed softly and a human protein bar, Alex prepared for his first day in the research labs. Leary followed him, curious as ever. "Tell me," she asked, "why do humans cover their bodies with fabric? Yesterday I observed parts of you that are usually hidden. Why is it necessary?" Alex felt his cheeks heat up. Modesty, privacy, it's cultural." Leary blinked. "Privacy, a logical concept. But humans enjoy concealing their anatomy even from friends." "Most of the time," Alex replied, trying not to sound defensive. "It's just normal for us." "I see," Leary said thoughtfully. "Fascinating. I must study this further. Perhaps I can understand your species better by observing customs and clothing." Alex groaned silently. "Great. More observations." By the time they arrived at the lab, Alex had already learned that living with Leary would be a lesson in patience. She moved with a grace that made even the lab seem alive. Every device, every experiment caught her attention, and she often asked questions that Alex had never considered. "Why does this monitor display colors differently when you touch it?" she asked, pointing at a console. "It senses pressure and temperature," Alex explained. "It's interactive." Leary nodded slowly. "Interactive. So humans engage with machines differently than Zitherans do." "Yes," Alex said. "We like to feel connected to our tools, I guess." She floated closer, scanning his movements. "Your dexterity is remarkable. Fingers, hands, eyes. Humans are precise and adaptable." Alex felt a mix of pride and embarrassment. Leary's fascination wasn't flirtatious, but it highlighted something about humans he had never thought of before. Their abilities could inspire even alien minds. At lunch, another misunderstanding occurred. Alex had brought a small container of food, a sandwich. Leary's curiosity got the better of her. "What is this?" she asked, examining the sandwich. "It's bread and some protein. Common human meal." She tilted her head. "Why do humans compress food into flat shapes?" "Zitherans rarely do this," Alex laughed. "It's convenient. Easier to eat quickly." Leary floated closer and poked it with one finger. The bread squished slightly. Ah, compression changes texture. Humans are clever. Thanks, I think, Alex said, biting into the sandwich. Leary suddenly leaned closer, inspecting his arm. And your skin? It reacts to food intake. Color and warmth change subtly. Alex blinked. Well, yeah, your body temperature rises when you digest food. But why are you watching me eat? I am up, sir. The morning on Zythera was calm, but Alex could sense it would not stay that way. Leary floated around the apartment, her translucent form shimmering in the soft green light. She seemed unusually excited, her eyes sparkling as she checked her floating notes and holographic displays. Good morning, Alex, she chirped. Today we continue research on human adaptability with Zytheran energy fields. Alex rubbed his eyes. Good morning, Leary. Are you sure you're ready for today? Yesterday's experiments were interesting enough. Interesting, Leary repeated, tilting her head. That is an understatement. The human species is remarkable, Alex sighed. All right. Let's go to the lab before anything else happens. As they entered the lab, Alex noticed Leary hovering closer to the equipment than ever before, her curiosity practically glowing. Today, they planned to test how human biological samples responded to energy pulses from Zytheran crystals. Alex had set up the devices carefully, but he knew that with Leary's curiosity, nothing would go exactly as planned. Remember, Alex, Leary said seriously, humans adapt quickly to changes in environment. Let us observe your abilities. Alex laughed nervously. It's the samples we're testing, not me. Mostly. They started with a simple experiment, placing a human muscle tissue sample near the glowing crystal. The crystal pulsed with soft light, and Alex monitored the readings. Leary leaned closer, her eyes wide with fascination. Look at the responses, she exclaimed. The fibers expand, contract, perfectly timed with energy pulses. Humans, your biology is exquisite. Alex nodded, trying to focus. Yes, it's impressive, but remember, accuracy matters. As Leary reached to adjust one of the devices, her floating hand accidentally bumped a lever. The crystal pulsed erratically, sending a bright beam across the lab. Alex quickly ducked behind the console while Leary clapped her hands in surprise. Oh no, that was not intended, she said. The energy. It is unstable. Alex peeked over the console. Yeah, you could say that. Be careful, Leary. Before he could stop her, Leary reached to stabilize the crystal. A spark jumped from the device and the holographic displays flickered, showing a temporary outline of a human figure. Alex's silhouette, moving as he dodged the beam. Leary gasped. Oh, again? Alex groaned, ducking behind the console again. Not again. Leary, we need safety protocols. Yes, Leary replied, floating back. But your species is inspiring. Look how quickly you respond under stress. Alex peeked cautiously, realizing that despite the chaos, Leary's fascination remained completely innocent. Her delight was not personal. It was admiration for human adaptability and quick thinking. He felt a small smile forming despite his frustration. Once the crystal stabilized, they resumed the experiment more carefully. Leary observed the data with intensity, asking questions about every reaction. Alex answered, amazed by her attention to detail. Your heart rate increases slightly when you are startled, she said. Even a small shock causes measurable reactions. Humans are so resilient, Alex laughed. Thanks, I think. Humans do handle surprises pretty well. Maybe that's why we survive. Leary nodded, her eyes glowing softly. Resilience, adaptability, cleverness. All evident. Humans truly are remarkable. After the first round of experiments, they moved to a more advanced test. Alex had designed a small obstacle course for human subjects, intended to measure reaction speed, coordination, and problem-solving under changing conditions. Observe carefully, Alex said. The course tests multiple abilities at once. Timing, agility, and decision-making are all important. Leary's eyes sparkled. I will observe with maximum attention. Every detail matters. Alex began demonstrating the course. He leapt over low barriers, ducked under energy fields, and carefully balanced on floating platforms. Leary followed, taking notes and asking questions at every step. Why do humans leap in such patterns? She asked. The motions are precise yet flexible. Muscle memory and instinct, Alex replied, panting slightly. We train to move efficiently even under pressure. Leary floated closer, examining his movements. Incredible. Humans optimize actions, adapt in real time. This is astounding. As Alex completed the course, Leary insisted on trying it herself, though Zitherans didn't use legs the same way humans did. She floated gracefully above the platforms, her curiosity getting the better of her. "Watch closely," Leary said, hovering over a particularly tricky section. "I will replicate human efficiency." Alex laughed. "Just don't break anything." Of course, things did not go smoothly. Leary misjudged one floating barrier, causing it to spin erratically. Another platform tipped, sending a harmless but startling shock of light through the lab. Alex ducked, narrowly avoiding the burst. "Oh no!" Leary exclaimed, floating back. "This did not go as intended." Alex couldn't help but laugh. "You're not supposed to cause chaos while observing humans." "But observing is exciting," Leary replied, eyes wide. "The human reaction isn't perfect. Quick reflexes, problem-solving under pressure. Delightful." Alex shook his head, smiling despite the mess around him. "Delightful, huh? You've used that word a lot today." "Yes," Leary said calmly. "Humans are delightful, adaptable, clever, inspiring." After cleaning up the lab, Alex and Leary sat together to review the data. Despite the accidents, the results were impressive. Leary's observations had highlighted aspects of human biology Alex hadn't considered, like reflexive coordination, adaptive thinking, and rapid problem-solving under unexpected circumstances. "You know," Alex said, stretching his arms, "I wasn't sure about living with an alien roommate. But today, I see why this could be useful. You notice things I wouldn't even think of." Leary's eyes sparkled. "That is the benefit of curiosity. Together we can discover new aspects of human biology, and perhaps even improve understanding between species." Alex nodded. "Yeah, and maybe we can prevent some accidents next time." "Yes," Leary said with a small laugh. "Safety is important, but sometimes delightful chaos teaches more than controlled experiments." As the day ended, Alex reflected on the strange, chaotic yet enlightening experience. Despite the mishaps, he felt a sense of accomplishment. Leary's fascination, though occasionally overwhelming, had revealed something important. Humans really were remarkable. They adapted quickly, learned fast, and faced unexpected challenges with courage and cleverness. Back in their apartment, Alex poured himself a drink of water and sat down. Leary hovered nearby, still buzzing with curiosity. "Tomorrow," she said, "we will attempt a more complex experiment. We will study how humans respond to changing environments and multitasking. Are you prepared?" Alex groaned softly. "I guess I don't have much choice, do I?" "No choice," Leary repeated, tilting her head. "Humans excel when faced with challenges." "You will thrive," Alex laughed. "I hope you're right. But maybe tomorrow we can avoid sparks flying at me." Leary's laughter chimed softly in the apartment. Agreed. Sparks are not always productive. Alex realized something important as he settled down for the night. Life with Leary was unpredictable, chaotic, and sometimes embarrassing, but it was also fascinating, inspiring, and fun. The accidental mishaps, the observations, the delight in human adaptability, it all made him feel proud of being human, and somehow, he knew that living with Leary would continue to challenge him, teach him, and show him sides of himself he had never noticed before. Yes, today had been messy, chaotic, and full of minor disasters, but it had also been extraordinary, and for Alex that was exactly what made life on Zythera worth experiencing. The next morning, Alex woke to the soft hum of Zythera. The green glow from the landscape outside the window filled the apartment, casting gentle patterns across the walls. Leary was already floating near the kitchen, examining a small human device that Alex had left on the table. "Good morning, Alex," she said with a cheerful voice. "I have been reviewing our experiments. Humans are even more remarkable than I imagined." Alex rubbed his eyes and yawned. "Morning, Leary. I think humans are remarkable too. But sometimes we're just lucky to survive your curiosity." Leary laughed, a sound like gentle bells. "Curiosity is the key to understanding. And humans, you adapt quickly even to unexpected events," Alex chuckled. "Yeah, we do." He poured himself a cup of water. "So what's today's plan?" "I thought we could exchange lessons," Leary said. "You teach me more about humans and I will teach you about Zitherans' senses and logic. Sharing knowledge may improve our understanding and strengthen research." Alex raised an eyebrow. Teaching each other sounds intense. Yes, Leary said, floating closer, but rewarding. Learning is delightful. After breakfast, Alex set up a small demonstration. He wanted Leary to understand the basics of human movement and balance. Using a few simple props, he showed how humans walked, ran, and balanced under different conditions. Leary observed with fascination, her eyes scanning his every move. "Your posture adjusts automatically to maintain stability," she said. "Muscles, joints, and reflexes. Perfectly coordinated. Humans are truly adaptable," Alex laughed. "Thanks, we practice a lot. And sometimes we just learn by trial and error." Leary nodded. "Trial and error. Efficient. I understand why humans can survive unpredictable situations." Next, Leary wanted to show Alex how Zitherans perceive the world differently. She activated a device on her wrist, and suddenly, Alex could see the room as she did. Colors shifted, patterns appeared in the air, and subtle energy flows around objects became. The day began with an unusual hum in the air. Alex noticed it immediately as he stepped out of their apartment. The glowing plants outside were swaying more than usual, and soft vibrations traveled through the ground. Something was different on Zithera, and he could feel a slight tension in the air. "Leary, do you sense that?" Alex asked, frowning. "Indeed," Leary replied, her large eyes scanning the horizon. "The energy fields are fluctuating. This is unusual. Something may threaten the colony." Alex's pulse quickened. He had trained for emergencies on Earth, but a real planetary disturbance on Zithera was something entirely new. "We need to investigate immediately." They hurried to the research lab, which was buzzing with activity. Other humans and Zitherans were trying to stabilize equipment and monitor energy readings. Reports of unusual surges in local energy fields had already begun. Alex Leary, the colony leader, greeted them. "We need all capable personnel. The energy fields are affecting our life support systems. If we don't act quickly, parts of the colony could fail." Alex swallowed hard. "What do you need me to do?" "Coordinate with Leary," the leader said. "She understands the energy patterns. Together you may find a solution humans or Zitherans alone cannot achieve." Leary floated beside Alex, her translucent form glowing faintly. "We can work together. Human adaptability combined with Zitheran perception may prevent disaster." Alex nodded. "Then let's get to work." Their first step was to analyze the energy patterns. Leary's sensors could detect subtle changes in the fields, while Alex applied human logic to predict how the fluctuations would affect machinery and personnel. Together, they quickly identified the areas most at risk. "Sector 3 is unstable," Leary said. "Energy is concentrating near the main life support conduits. Intervention must be immediate." Alex examined the schematics. "If we redirect the energy through the auxiliary channels, it might stabilize the system temporarily. But we'll need precise timing." Leary's eyes sparkled. "I can guide your movements. Humans are efficient at precise tasks, but I can predict the best moments for adjustment." Alex felt a surge of confidence. The situation was tense, but with Leary's guidance, he felt capable. Together, they moved through the corridors, adjusting conduits, stabilizing crystals, and working in harmony. As they reached the first conduit, a sudden surge knocked Alex off balance. He stumbled, almost triggering a malfunction. Leary reacted instantly, using a small energy pulse to stabilize him. "You are quick to recover," Leary said. "Humans react fast under pressure. This is impressive." Alex smiled despite the danger. "Thanks, I've had practice. And I guess we make a good team." They continued through the colony, facing multiple challenges. One section of the energy field caused the lights to flicker wildly, making it difficult to see. Alex relied on his instincts and Leary's guidance to navigate safely, adjusting controls and rerouting energy with careful precision. "Almost there," Leary said. "The main conduit is within reach. Human problem-solving skills will be crucial here." Alex took a deep breath and began rerouting the energy manually, following Leary's subtle signals. The conduit's energy surged violently, sending sparks across the floor. Alex worked quickly, carefully, while Leary predicted the next fluctuations before they happened. Finally, with a precise adjustment, the energy stabilized. The lights returned to normal and the hum in the air faded. Both humans and Zitherans watching the monitors cheered. "You did it," the colony leader exclaimed. "Incredible work, Alex and Leary." Alex wiped sweat from his brow, feeling exhausted but exhilarated. We did it together." Leary floated beside him, her glow softening. "Indeed, Human adaptability and Xytheran perception, combined, achieved success. Your species is remarkable. Alex smiled, feeling a deep sense of pride. He realized that humans were not just survivors. They were clever, resourceful, and capable of rising to challenges no matter how alien or dangerous the situation. Leary's admiration for humans wasn't just for his own skills. It was for the ingenuity and resilience of his entire species. After the crisis, the colony held a small celebration. Humans and Xytherans alike shared stories of the day's events, laughing and exchanging lessons learned. Alex and Leary stood side by side, quietly proud of their teamwork. "You know," Alex said, leaning slightly toward Leary, "I wasn't sure how well humans and Xytherans could work together before today, but this was amazing." "Yes," Leary replied. "The combination of strengths from different species leads to success. Humans' cleverness, courage, and persistence. Xytheran perception and knowledge. Together we are stronger." Alex chuckled. "Sounds like a perfect partnership." Leary's eyes glimmered. "Indeed, and I am delighted to witness it." As the sun, or Xythera's glowing light, set over the landscape, Alex reflected on everything that had happened. The planet was full of surprises, challenges, and lessons, but he realized that humans had a unique gift: the ability to adapt, think creatively, and face the unknown with courage. And Leary, with her fascination and curiosity, had helped him see it. Later that evening, back in their apartment, Alex and Leary debriefed. She floated near the window, her eyes scanning the energy patterns outside. "Alex," she said thoughtfully, "today proved something important. Humans are not only adaptable but also resilient under pressure. You excel when circumstances are unpredictable." Alex smiled. "Thanks, and you, well, you helped me see how my species can be extraordinary, even to aliens. I guess we make a good team after all." "Yes," Leary agreed softly. "And humans have qualities worth studying and appreciating. Courage, ingenuity, persistence. Delightful traits all," Alex laughed. "Delightful, huh? That's the word of the day for you." "It is accurate," Leary said, her voice warm. "Your species is extraordinary." "I cannot help but express admiration when I witness such abilities." Alex felt a swell of pride. He realized that humans, though small and vulnerable compared to alien species, had something unique, something that inspired respect and admiration even in beings from another world. As he prepared for bed, Alex glanced out the window at the glowing Xytheran landscape. The plants swayed gently, the energy fields now calm and stable. He felt a deep sense of accomplishment, not just for saving the colony, but for demonstrating the power of human ingenuity and teamwork. Leary floated to his side, her glow soft and comforting. "Rest well, Alex. Tomorrow we continue learning, experimenting, and discovering. Together, we will uncover even more about humans and Xythera." Alex smiled, feeling a connection that went beyond species, culture, or language. "I'm looking forward to it, Leary." "Really?" As he drifted off to sleep, Alex knew that Xythera was more than just a planet for research. It was a place of discovery, friendship, and adventure. A place where humans could shine, and where curiosity could bridge worlds. Yes, today had been dangerous and exhausting, but it had also been extraordinary, and Alex knew that tomorrow would bring new challenges, new lessons, and new opportunities to prove just how remarkable humans could be. The morning on Xythera was calm and bright, a rare moment of peace after the chaos of the previous day. Alex stretched, feeling sore from the emergency work but also proud. He had faced unexpected challenges, navigated unstable energy fields, and contributed to saving the colony. Leary floated near the window, observing the gentle glow of the plants outside. "Good morning, Alex," she said, her voice cheerful. "The colony is stable. Humans' quick thinking yesterday prevented disaster." Alex smiled, rubbing the back of his neck. "Morning, Leary. I couldn't have done it without you. Your guidance and perception, they were incredible." Leary's eyes sparkled. "We worked together. Human ingenuity and Xytheran observation combined. That is how success occurs," Alex chuckled. "I guess we really do make a good team." The colony decided to hold a small celebration to honor those who helped during the energy crisis. Humans and Xytherans alike gathered in the central plaza. The glowing plants around the plaza reflected soft light over the crowd, creating an almost magical atmosphere. Music, both human and Xytheran, filled the air, blending harmoniously. Alex and Leary arrived together, moving through the crowd. Many colonists approached to thank them, praising Alex's quick decisions and Leary's insight. Though Alex felt a little embarrassed by the attention, he also felt a deep sense of pride in what humans could achieve. "You humans are truly remarkable," one Zithiran elder said. "Your resilience, creativity, and determination are inspiring." Alex nodded, smiling politely. "Thank you. We try our best." Leary floated beside him, watching his interactions carefully. She looked proud, not just of Alex, but of humans in general. "They recognize what I have observed," she whispered. "Humans are extraordinary." After the formal acknowledgments, Alex and Leary found a quiet spot near the edge of the plaza. The soft hum of the plants and distant laughter of the colonists made a comfortable background. "You know," Alex said, leaning back against a glowing stone, "I never expected living with an alien to be like this. You've taught me more about myself and humans than I thought possible." Leary tilted her head. "And you have taught me about humans' strengths, behaviors, and emotions. Curiosity and observation are powerful tools, but understanding is even more valuable." Alex nodded thoughtfully. "It's strange. I was embarrassed at first when you accidentally saw me exposed, but now I see it wasn't about that. It was about curiosity, learning, and understanding.